Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Mai with Simply Bloom. So I want to do a June garden tour. Now, the garden is by no means where I would like it to be for a garden tour. Long story short, I had free-range chickens. They were so fun to look at, move around in the garden and do their things, but they caused so much destruction, and I'm still trying to recover from that and fix the garden. So you'll see that there's weeds growing everywhere. 2 months postpartum, loving my little bundle of joy, but it's just my time in the garden's a little limited. Actually, my newborn's not the problem. My two-year-old is the one that keeps me running and makes it hard to do stuff outside. So I thought I would do a little garden tour, but keep that in mind. I have weeds in places that I wish were not weeds, and things need a little bit of maintenance. But there's some things that are so beautiful. I was worried if I took the time to do all that maintenance, then some of the things that are kind of on their last leg would be out of season at that point. So I'm just going to get started, turn you around. I have a little limited amount of time as usual, so I'm just going to hit the highlights. But yeah, let's start this June garden tour. I feel like I start in this space every single month, so I just have to continue the tradition. This is the teardrop that the driveway goes around. I have whiskey barrels planted. I have hydrangea standards along the way in between every single whiskey barrel. This is one of my favorite trees, and I'm so afraid we're gonna lose it. This is a red splendor flowering crab. You can see it's producing some little crab apples. This tree holds on to its apples. It doesn't drop them, so it doesn't make the mess. And then the birds clean up all the fruit. And during the winter time, the trunk cracked, and my husband, supported it the best that he could, tied it up. It's not pretty looking, but it's keeping the tree alive. So moving into this little space, I love this little cottagey feel. Here's one of my rock gardens right here, looking so good. I have lamium, I have creeping jenny, silver mound, a weed. Wait, as long as I'm here. There we go. This is a blue spruce sedum right here, and then this pretty little mix, I don't actually know what it is. When I bought it, it just said ground cover sedum mix. Oh look, and a sunflower. So that's just filling in really nicely, and I absolutely love it. There's a rototiller. We were trying to work on the garden the other day, and that's just where it got put. Moving over here, I have cat's pajamas nepeta, which I absolutely love. There is still some bulb foliage in here. Those are just daffodils. Most of them have turned brown. I can come in and cut it back, but there's a couple that are still. I'll give it a week and then come in and clean it up. Here is the Gertrude Jekyll David Austin rose. Absolutely gorgeous. But what I noticed, look at these. Can you see? Look at these thorns. Impressive thorns, but they also match the flowers. They're like a reddish pink. So pretty. I have a hardy geranium there. I can't remember the variety, but I think this star of the show is definitely the cat's pajama nepeta, which these have been blooming for so long already. The Gertrude Jekyll rose. I love it tied with this Bartzella peony. So pretty. I think this peony kind of smells like daffodils. My daughter does not like the smell, but I like the smell of daffodils, so I'm not opposed to it. And what I noticed about this peony, I mean, look how big the bloom is. You just saw. And the stems are doing a pretty good job at holding the blooms up. There's no peony cage, no supports in there, nothing. So that one has very sturdy stems. I have a salvia here. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. You can go back in my videos and just type in Simply Bloom Cottage Garden, and this should pop up from when I was planting this, and there's all the names there. I need to get little tags, like those metal tags that I can stick in the ground. I think I would like to do that. I have tiger lilies that are about to start blooming. They're all budded up. Here's another Bartzella peony. So I kind of tried to, what I did on that side, I also tried to repeat over here. So peony, peony, the pink salvias, pink salvia, cat's pajama, nepeta, nepeta, rose, rose. But this is a different rose here. This is a Princess Alexander of Kent. And looks like someone stepped. My daughter was playing in here and I think she stepped on it. Or my son, my 2-year-old, probably my 2-year-old, that's most likely. And it broke it off. But that's about to just burst into color as well. And then if I spin over here, this is in front of my garden. I am continuing the no dig, no till method. So if you see cardboard popping up, that's why, but I'm gonna push it all the way back behind these hydrangea standards. There's 1, 2, 3, and then there's the pathway with all the arbors, and then another 3. But a couple of things I wanna point out here. Here's the blue marble salvia. It's kind of struggling right here. I don't know. The soil right here is not super fabulous. It was pretty rocky, pretty gravelly. You can kind of see right there. So everything over here struggles in this corner, except for the sedum. The sedum does fabulous. There's an Autumn Joy sedum. These two are the double martini sedums. But I'm hoping soon I can get some more cardboard. I have a stack of mulch already. I just need to get some cardboard to extend it past, well, to that grass line. I want that all cardboard and mulch, and I think that will look so pretty. But a couple stars of the show. Here's a pink Iceland poppy. I planted these earlier and I love it. For some reason, they look like pink sunny side up eggs to me. I think that's so funny. I'm not a huge fan of foliage, like the poppy foliage, but the flowers make up for it. Here's some lantana. That is so pretty. That's an annual in my zone. I have some lupin, but the star of the show, I think, are these Globemaster alliums in front of the Back to the Fuchsia salvia. Now I have, again, here's my pathway down my cut flower garden with 4 arbors. I have some clematis climbing. This is a 2nd year clematis. I think eventually it gets like 10 to 14 feet tall, so it should hopefully climb all the way up. But I have 5 Globemaster alliums on each side. Same with over here. And I want to continue it all the way down the path, but my 5th one, for some reason, that's all the taller it got. Hopefully next year it will be better. I don't know, but I want to get another 5 probably to finish this down here, and then probably another 10 to continue all the way down. Daylily is just starting to bloom, and I love that pop of yellow with all the purples. I definitely have a lot of purples along this flower bed, so it's nice to see a pop of yellow. Here's the peony. Oh my goodness. I don't remember the variety. And I don't think I said it when I planted it because I think it already lost the tag. It smells good. I just gave it a sniff. But so pretty. And as you can see, there is a peony cage down there. But these are weak stems compared to the Bartzella peony. Very weak. So more salvia. I kind of, again, wanted it somewhat symmetrical on either side of the arbors, and then as it gets further away, it kind of separates a little bit. Here's a purple spider peony just starting to open. I just planted that in a video. Everything else is kind of not blooming, so we'll cover that again. Lots of weeds, lots of weeds. Here's one of my favorite trees. I talk about it all the time, but look at that pop of blue. There's more mulch there. This is the blue diamond blue spruce. They said it was extremely slow growing, which I find is not the case, but it will get 25 feet tall and 20 feet wide. But every year we have like, I think last year we had almost 12 inches of new growth. This looks like, what is that? Like 8 to 10 inches of new growth. So it's a very fast growing tree. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love any blue evergreen spruce. I want to get the Wichita blue juniper. I just love that icy pop of blue, especially in the winter time with the snow. Okay, moving on to the next stop. All right, this is one of my shade beds. It's underneath this massive maple clump. This is an autumn blaze maple clump. Now, it was a single trunked tree. I don't know if you can see, there's like a dead trunk in there. When we were living in Montana, it died, and when we moved back, it was sending up all these suckers from the bottom, and my husband and I decided to leave it. I need to trim, I want to trim up some of the lower limbs. So underneath the maple clump, I absolutely love it. I have two, is it called Lugularia, the ragwort. I have a bunch of coleus, begonias for some extra color. The chickens did munch all of those back. That one, the coleus. So it's nice to see that they are coming back, putting on some new growth. This is the Queen of Hearts Brunnera, which I am obsessed with. Oh my gosh, it's probably one of my favorite shade plants of all time. I have some lungwort there, which is all bloomed out for the season, but I think it's still really, really pretty. And coming over here, I do need to kind of fix this area. Weeds and all that stuff. It's under our bird feeders. I have a couple hanging baskets. But over here is my rock garden. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So again, similar plants to the first one that I showed you, but that's the silver mound, lamium, creeping jenny. Can't remember what the sedum is called. I thought there was a tag. Yeah. Summer glory sedum. And it's about to bloom. These are, it has pretty little pink blossoms on it. Creeping phlox. Coming over here, there's more lamium. I just love that lamium. Oh my gosh. I know so many people say, don't plant it. It takes over. I don't care. Let it take over. From what I can understand, it is pretty easy to control. You just have to take the time to kind of yank out what you don't want. I have two dark-sided Lamunas stelbies. There's a, what's it, curly fry hosta. I don't know if that's true or not. For some reason, the curly fries is sticking in my mind. I have some heuchera. I believe this is a wild berry heucheras. There's the forbidden fruit hostas, and then it just kind of wraps around to the other side like I already showed you. Another hosta back there. But yeah, I absolutely love this garden bed. And then right behind it, I was doing a bunch of planting, and I am so bad at picking up my empty pots. So hold on. We'll do it now. You've inspired me. Add it to the cart with all my empty pots. Okay. I love this. I love how this flower bed is turning out. I planted it last November. Well, I started in October and November, which is insane to be planting in northern Minnesota during those times. And pretty much everything made it. I had a couple things that didn't. I had one turtle head right there that didn't come back. What else? Oh, there was like a salvia here that didn't come back. But overall, I'm so happy with it. I cannot remember is this like a baby face or baby blue spruce? I can't remember. It gets 10 by 10. And I say this in every video, but what I love about it is the top broke off. The leader broke off and that caused it to get more bushy. So it formed like more of a just a perfect cute little ball. It is so soft right now. I love this thing. Love it. That peony has seen better days. It's the Felix Cruz peony, and I think it will be fine, but half of it shriveled up after I planted it, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. This is a golden pillar? Yep, gold pillar barberry. I love that bright pop of color. Here's a peony that I planted last year. I cannot remember the variety, but I think it's the same one as over here. I'll have to look it up. I know I have it in a past video. I'll put the name up, but look at that. It's like a burgundy red with that kind of golden yellow center. Love it. Here's the Heliopsis that I transplanted. It took the transplant fairly well. Still covered in aphids, but we'll see. They don't really do any harm, so I don't feel the need to spray. I don't really want to spray if I don't have to. I'll watch it though, but so far they're just chilling. I've skipped over this. This is a false cypress. I can't remember, lemon something, false cypress. I have some weeds. Oh, goodness. It definitely got some winter burn, but I feel like it's gonna be fine. It's pulling through. And then here's some more of the purple salvia that was over by my rock garden in the first spot that I showed you. And some Monarda or bee balm, and I just planted this. You'd think I'd remember. Was it balmy pink? Balmy pink bee balm. Here's a serendipity allium that is just about to bloom. I am so excited. I'd love to get more of those. Definitely want more of those. Here's the lemon meringue baptisia from Proven Winners, and you can see it's still pretty, but the blooms are starting to age. And then right here, I love sedum. Love sedum. This is another Proven Winners variety. The Rock and Round Pop Star. You can see it gets these mauvey pink blooms, and it gets fairly wide. Oh, is it like 20 inches wide, 20 to 24 inches wide. I am gonna move these, keeping it here, but I'm gonna bump these two up here to open up more planting space right there. I do have a foxglove. It's struggling, but we're gonna get a little bit of blooms and a little bit of grass right there. And then coming over here, I feel like I explained this in every video. There's a blue tarp that I wintered over some pots over there and plants, but this is our garden, our vegetable garden. And then the gate's gonna go here, and I'm gonna have an arbor going into it. But just being with a new baby and everything else, I decided to consolidate the gardens, and I'm just doing one instead of three. So that one will be left over, not being used this year. So I feel like it'd look better with the garden without it being so overgrown. Over here, I just planted this up in a video, and I am obsessed. I can see this outside my bathroom window, and I absolutely love it. So some similarities. There's another baptisia, and actually there's a lot of similarities. There's an Oh So Easy double red rose. Same with over here. This one looks better because it's not surrounded by weeds. Just about to bloom. It's got quite a few buds on it. No aphids so far. I was worried about planting the Heliopsis next to a rose because I was worried the aphids would spread, but hopefully the Heliopsis will act as a host plant and get all the aphids away from roses. So here's some sun drops. I absolutely love that with the delphinium. This delphinium is meant to stay smaller. Now, you guys, I'm so bad with names. I literally just planted them and I can't remember the variety, but I'll leave the video link down below if you guys want to go check it out. Here's more of those sedums. I have a dianthus, hardy geranium. I love the dark leaf with the white petal blooms. Love it. There's some yellow lupin. So they start off that kind of pale yellow, and then as the blooms age, they turn to that more sunshine yellow. Here's two Shasta daisies. I need to deadhead that one, but oh, I love it. Here is the spilled wine Weigelia. I am so excited about this one. Oh, you guys, there's a bumblebee. I love that. Okay. So, yeah, spilled wine is going to be so pretty. Give it a few years to really fill in. Zones 4 through 8, 2 to 3 feet tall and 3 feet wide. I think that will be so pretty, just kind of like this low mounding shrub. Here's another one of the fall cypress, and I was actually on my way to just rip it out because it looked like it was just slowly dying and dying and dying, but there is some fresh growth down in there. I don't know, it's hard to see. So I need to come back and chop off the dead, and the fresh growth should take over. See, this is why I wanted to not film right now, because it just looks like a mess to me, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Here's more Monarda, long grass. Need to take care of that. This is the same as the pink one over there, but instead of the pink, I think it's balmy purple, I believe. Okay, coming over here, I love this side of the garden. Here's some catmint. I'm not sure the variety. I did a landscaping job for someone last year, and they did not like this catmint. So they said rip it out, and they said that I could have it. And I love it. It's so pretty. It's kind of wild and crazy, which is funny because normally I don't like that in my garden, but I really, really like this one. And this here is a Miracle on the Hudson rose. It's just about to bloom. I love this rose. I'm normally not a huge fan of red things in the garden, but these leaves are so dark, so waxy. The new growth is a burgundy color. It's the perfect shade of red if I have to have a red in my garden. It's the perfect shade. And this rose literally blooms all summer long. Not kidding you. All summer long. There's some blue delphiniums in the back just starting. I have this beautiful clematis. Oh my goodness. So pretty. This is the one that blooms on old wood. Most of my clematises bloom on new wood, but this one blooms on old. Or is wood the correct term? I don't know. I don't really consider it woody, but you know what I mean. Last year's growth, I have some Asiatic lily, another silver mound. Now, last year I did not trim these back and they flopped, and so someone told me that if I give it a little shave, a little haircut, like 1/3 of the way down, then that will prevent it from flopping. So I think I'm gonna do that this week. I have a foxglove that's just about to bloom, another really, really pretty clematis. Oh, I love that, like deep royal bluish purple, so pretty. Some dark side of the moon with lots of weeds. Again, mulch seems to have disappeared. I have lots of mulch, I just need to get it done. Here's a beautiful Queen of Sweden rose. I cannot stand this part of the house. So my husband and I were just talking. We want to do like a brick up to the base of the siding, and I don't know, it's just plywood and black plastic. The plastic keeps falling down. So hopefully we'll get that changed in the future, but for now it is what it is. This Queen of Sweden rose is my all-time favorite smelling rose on the property. I think all roses smell good, but this one especially, oh, it smells so pretty. It almost has like this slight apricot look. and then it opens to a pale pink. So gorgeous. I have some ajuga, some bellflower. Over here I have more catmint. This is the Whisper Pink catmint, and I think it's so pretty, but I'm not sure how I feel about it in front of this rose. I almost wish it was like a deeper blue color, because I feel like the light pink and the light apricot kind of get, I don't know, washed together. I wish there was more contrast. But this is the Above and Beyond rose. The leaves are just getting eaten alive. This is a climbing rose. I did not train it last year, but I meant to. I want to start training it up. I want to start training it up and over the railing of my deck. Excuse those boxes. I threw them on the back deck so I can use it for the no dig, no till. That's just where they ended up. But overall, very pretty rose. My only complaint is it does a super strong flush in June, but then it won't bloom again. Most roses you get a second flush, or in case of Miracle in the Hudson, that will bloom all summer long. This one you get one strong flush and then it's done. That's my only complaint. Moving over here, I have a smoke bush, and it completely died back to the ground pretty much. There's a lot of dead that I need to cut out up there. I do have one flower, which will get that smoky plume, but otherwise it pretty much died back to the ground. I have a quick fire hydrangea. I did not deadhead it at all. Life got busy. But good thing about that is it blooms on new growth. So I feel like soon I won't even see the dead blooms, and maybe I'll come in and do that. This is a blue muffin by viburnum. It smells so horrible, and it's right by the trampoline. So I like to lay in the hammock and watch my kids jump if I'm not jumping with them. Lately I've been getting in and jumping too, and it just smells so bad, and it just ruins a good time. But that will be done blooming in a couple weeks, hopefully. And then I love these 9 barks. I can't remember the exact variety. I can guess. It's one of the older varieties. It's so pretty though. It gets those beautiful petals, flowers, the deep burgundy leaves. My only complaint is it gets powdery mildew quite bad every summer. So there's one there and there, but it just gets these sweeping arms. I love that. I love to use it in arrangements. Eventually, I think I want to rip it out and plant another 9 bark there, but maybe one of the newer proven winners ones that don't get powdery mildew. But it's very pretty. Again, more of the quick fire hydrangea. I have this rose. I did not prune this rose back at all. I pruned and cut back all my other roses, but I forgot about these. I'm not sure how I forgot, but I did. So I think after this first flush of blooms, I'm just going to whack it back like knee high. There's a lot of dead in it that needs to get cut off. There's another false cypress, another smoke bush. My husband came and cut the dead out of this one, but same thing. Died back to the ground, and it had all this dead growth up top. This is an Amber Jubilee 9 bark. The new growth is this really pretty orangey amber color. And another quick fire. We love quick fires. We have 3 big ones. And then coming over here, I have a shade garden bed. I absolutely love this bed. So pretty. We have heuchera, Virginia, hostas. This is the snake root, astilbes, more hostas, some bleeding hearts. I'm sorry, I'm not sure the varieties. My husband planted this before we got married, so I'm not sure, and he doesn't quite remember. I think that's a Patriot, another snake root. But yeah, so pretty. And then here's one of my favorite spots in my garden. It's just this perfect little cottagey feel. It's off the side of my garage. Here's a Proteus clematis that I keep trying to, well, I'm not doing it properly. I keep trying to weave it in to the trellis there. And I used grass to tie it up the other day, but then the grass snapped. So, but it's this perfect, pretty lavender. Here's a yellow yarrow. This is a proven winners. I can't remember what the variety is, but it's just starting to color up now. I had these variegated irises. They bloomed so beautiful, so beautiful. It's kind of like a bluish lavender color bloom with this variegated leaves. I absolutely love it. Here's a Russian sage, a peony. Look at that peony. So gorgeous. Here's a dark reader hardy geranium. And then it kind of continues on this side. Try to get this. Oh no, I'm gonna need a shovel. I'm not sure what weed this is, but those suckers are hard to get out. So another hardy geranium. Look at that beautiful clematis. I can't remember that variety. Another peony. And then a lot of the similar plants, Virginia, Russian sage, yarrow. I had the proteus clematis here, but I think when I planted the yarrow, I must have disturbed the roots of the clematis, because like a week after I planted the yarrow, the clematis was dead. It instantly turned brown, shriveled up, and died on me. Here's the blooms of the iris. They're kind of past their prime, the ones that are open. Oh look, a little spider. But still very pretty. Here's some bellflower. And yeah, there's some liatris. Overall, pretty. And then I think this is the last spot I want to show you. I had a blue hydrangea here. It only bloomed on old wood though, and being in zone 3 northern Minnesota, all the old wood blooms froze out. So we wouldn't get any blooms really to speak of until like 2 weeks before last frost. It'd kind of start to bud up a little bit. So I planted a proudberry coralberry that will get 3 to 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide. So it'll really kind of fill in this area nicely. And then I just threw in some patience. My daughter picked out that wave petunia, but I'm very excited for the lilies to start blooming. I might separate some of these and plant them elsewhere as well. Share the love. I have this Weigelia. It was blooming, but I love the variegation on it. Love that. I have 2 Patriot hostas. There's a sun bleeding heart. I don't know why I'm struggling with variety names. I can't remember them. But anyways, I love this little corner. I see some trash plant tags and stuff that I need to pick up, but overall very pretty. I remember there's one other spot that I want to show you. Needs some work, but this is a big oak tree. I love this tree. But I've planted 2 Nishiki willows on either side, and they get that pink tipped. I know it's kind of hard to see, but they get this blushy pink tip. And then I just have a bunch of hostas. I planted some lamium, there's some heuchera. I have a bunch of oak seedlings that I need to come take out. There's a columbine that bloomed so pretty, a bleeding heart. This is one of my favorite hostas. It's like the drinking gourd hosta, and it forms these little cups, and when it rains it collects in the little drinking cups. And I absolutely love it. It's a really pretty blue color. But yeah, this is just a really pretty spot that I wanted to show you as well. But that is it for my June garden tour. I skipped over quite a bit, but hopefully I can cover that in July's garden tour. And it should be in bloom too. If it wasn't really in bloom, I just kind of skipped over a little bit due to lack of time. But I have to run in. My husband has to go to work. But I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.